Coming up, the Dolphins take on the Jets. It's a series tied at 55 wins apiece. But Miami has won 8 of the last 10 meetings. AFC East football heads your way. Next.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Miami Dolphins. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Dolphins in our ball game here. They think they can run the football in this one, but there's a group on the other sideline that thinks otherwise.
Yeah, it's always intriguing when you pit an offense against a defense. It seems like they can cancel each other out. We've got a top 5 rushing offense against a top 5 defense. So a lot of times it comes down to execution and maybe a little bit of that, what coaches call want to.
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their third-year quarterback, former 6th overall selection from Duke. It's Daniel Jones.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Linval Joseph in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now, after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Throwing Jones. Going up top for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They're led out by their Pro Bowl quarterback in his 4th season from Wyoming, Josh Allen.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did, but he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback. that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. A give running right, Etienne. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll run. It's Etienne. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Now Allen. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that could be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Curtis Samuel with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Here's the Jets punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much. Do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Allen. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Now Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. Past the 20. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Miami set to take over. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for Miami. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
And what was amazing to me was the fact he was able to get as much on the ball as he did because he was on the run. Normally when you're on the move like that, you don't expect the ball to go that far. You would think you need your lower body to be involved. That was an all-arm throw.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To the air, Allen. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Aaron Donald make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And that takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Allen going to throw. That is caught by Mims. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Here's Allen. Buying time, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Mostert now to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
Going deep this time for Miller. And that is incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Singletary here running out of the gun. And shedding through the tackle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Jones. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jones. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Jones on 3rd and 2. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. 20, 10. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Tucker now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company. I think this crowd not really sure what to make of things. Their guys have not looked very good. Their leader here at the top, he hasn't looked that great either.
And most of the time you hear guys talk about how they don't let the crowd affect them or they block it off. Well, that's not really fully true, because a lot of the times you ride the wave of emotion with a crowd when it's positive for you. In this case, they've got to find a way to shake it off and at least get something done to maybe put the crowd back on their side.
Absolutely. Give these guys something to cheer about. Now a throw here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
When you're struggling on the offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Throwing on first down, Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Second and 11. Looking to throw. Jones. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun. Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. The 20, 10. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Tucker now to add the point after. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Back to throw. Jones. That's swung out to Mostert. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Jones. His throw incomplete. The Jets on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16. It's complete to Cole. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. He's thrown for a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, so they have to count for a guy that can do a little bit of both.
And because of that, that puts a defense back on its heels. Because normally you just think, okay, he's going to throw the ball. Let's tee off, put a little extra pressure on him. But when he's able to either escape or run with the ball and design plays, that really changes what you try and do on defense.
Yeah, you certainly can't forget about the arm, that's for sure. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Here's a give to Etienne. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Got a man. It's Mims. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
Draw play, Etienne. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the 2nd quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Jets on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait until the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
back to throw again. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll find Miller. That's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 39. On the handoff, it's Singletary. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Here we go. Here we go.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Throwing, Jones. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. Blankenship's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. He's thrown for a touchdown pass, and he's run for one so far.
When you're able to watch a guy perform at a high level and do it in multiple ways, arm, legs, he really helps his team in a big way. You've got to think that they feel great about where they are in this ball game, and they feel even better about him leading their team.
Now he's hoping to put them into a better spot after this drive. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 29, Allen over the middle, complete to Samuel. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun, here's Allen. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Allen to throw once more. He'll find Etienne out of the backfield. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. A handoff for Etienne. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin with Frank Reich making a return to the place he once called home, Indianapolis, in town for a playoff rematch to take on Buffalo. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. Carson Wentz has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. The number 2 overall pick back in April, Zach Wilson, with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And as you see, they are currently all tied up with the visiting Washington football team. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Miami. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Incomplete. He's trying to get that to Brevin Jordan, but it's going to be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Allen. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He'll drop this one off with Etienne. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. It's a big play that time by the Jets. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the 2nd half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big gain.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Jones. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. 7 yards the pickup there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Jones looking for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On the give, this is Singletary. Singletary loses it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And that is incomplete. Force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Javon Kinlaw drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Blankenship's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. They'll run with Etienne. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 41 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
And that's a pleasing run there by Travis Etienne. And every time I see him carry it, I think of the word mature. Why? 4 full seasons at Clemson, not something you normally get with a running back. Had almost 5,000 yards rushing, the school record, along with 70 rushing touchdowns. That's both the school record and ACC record. The 2nd running back taken in the draft after Najee Harris from Alabama, number 25 overall. He's now wearing number 1 in the NFL after wearing number 9 at Clemson. He loves those single digits.
On 1st down, right back to Etienne. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Allen. Over the middle, caught by Mims. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and again to Etienne. And he'll take this one down to the 36. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Allen. He'll air this one out for Mims. And this one is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. New York ready to go again offensively. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. From the 22, Jones. He'll find Moreau here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now Jones. And finding Keelan Cole. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They go right back to Singletary. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now Etienne to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Allen to throw it. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. here's Etienne. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And they'll run here with Etienne. A first down and more, Etienne. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. 68 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. Now Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Etienne with it. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing to start the drive, Jones. And his throw is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. Open man is Kirk. Complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Back to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. This will wind up a loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
But we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play. but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And they'll go again with Etienne.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On now the Miami field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Now Jones on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now a 2nd down and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Jones. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And he'll be brought down right around the 37th. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Jones now on 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. 4 yards remain for 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 43-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll try and fire this downfield for Singletary. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Here's Jones. Off play action. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, you think about it, though, that interception, great for his stats, but bad for field position. It was 4th down.
Yeah, terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again, hey, it was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But you're exactly right about it. Should have slapped it down. Field position would be better for his offense. But how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pitch. It's 2nd and 8 at the 23-yard line.
Another tote for Etienne. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 101 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. Here's a give to Etienne. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Etienne. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. A give to Etienne running right. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A 2-yard gain play. And it's 3rd down.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for Miami, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.